Okay, take a breath. It's the third race, reverse grid, round 9, British touring cars at Laguna Seca. This is going to be a mad one. The grid is set, the lights are on as we enter the evening, and it's Brian on pole. Yep, it's Brian on pole from Chris. Then it is Andrew, Jeff, Ash, who unfortunately got knocked out in the last race, Nick, Liam, Will, Adam, and running out top 10 is Leon, Lewis, Nathan, Rob, Ben and Sean at the back. So let's get into it, and we're looking back from Brian. So we'll that's the best way we can do it, and we're away, and a great start from Brian. And look at that Mustang go as well, around the outside of 2 or 3 cars, and that's Ash again. So Ash is the start king today, and he's up into second place. He's even beaten one of the 4x4s off the start. And as we go into the first corner, hold your breath, because there's like 8 wide at the back, and a bit of bumping and boring, which you kind of got to expect going through a corner like that. And one of the Subarus has got up through and one of them hasn't. Trying to figure out who. So Ben's up into 9th from 14th, so he's made a good start. Toyotas have made a pretty indifferent start, as we suspected. A few cars wide, and well, Brian's getting a bit knocked about a bit as everyone fights for position, diving everywhere. There's Will and Ben and all that side by side. Will's up the curb into Adam. Adam now, contact between Adam and Will, and more contact, and then Will's come back across, and they've hit Brian, and Brian's into the wall, and that looked like there was a Subaru off as well. Brian's off and spinning up the top of the hill. Looked like the innocent victim of a collision there. We'll come back to it. And there is Sean. Sean, the championship leader, is off. So let's try and pick out what happened. So we're on board with Adam. He's been knocked sideways, looks like, by Will, and he's retaliating. Look at the ticker. He's turning full left-hand lock. Will retaliates to that and hits Adam. Adam then goes straight into Brian, who's careering down the wall, sparks flying. So in fact, Brian hit Adam at the back, then Adam went sideways into Will. Will then comes into Adam. Adam just goes full lock into Will. Will then comes back across, hits Brian, and Brian's in the wall. So pretty disgraceful driving, to be honest with you. And then Nathan's turned Sean around as well, and Sean straight in the barrier, so that'll be massive damage, which will cost him probably like 20 seconds penalty, and then the car will regain its full power. So massive upsets there already, and Will's already involved in more action and harsh penalties to become of some of that driving, I'm sure of it, at the end of the race. And still Sean's just getting going now. He's starting to get full power, and we'll come back to what happened in that anytime soon. But the result of it is that Ash is now leading this race, and with a big lead. Now, can he finish on the podium like he should have really in the second race? Unbelievably so. Ash was not expected to do very well at this track. He does say that about every track, so I think he shocks himself sometimes. Meanwhile, back to the racing. Will's still making more friends as he's now trying to fight with Adam again. And Adam through, and Lewis around the outside, so Will's lost 2 positions there, and now that looks like it's Ben that's coming to play as well. And that's Lewis down the inside of Adam. And Will now trying to retake that position from Adam, but he won't get through there. So hopefully everyone's settled down. In fact, Ben now going past Will as he was a bit hot into that corner and lost some speed. And trying to go around the outside. That's brave. Doesn't normally work, but it looks like he's got it this time, and he has. And back to the leaders then. So not back to the leaders, sorry. That was Sean way back, still fighting his way back through. Second, Liam. Third, there is Nick. So Nick having a much better third race than he has the previous 2. Adam down for the corkscrew with Brian still doing that's Chris doing a pretty good job holding on. Brian involved in that massive crash at the start. There's Liam second, trying to get his birthday wish of a win. And following through, Ben's past Chris, so he's passed him around the outside and down the hill. Good move. And then Jeff down the inside, and now Chris has outbroken himself with Jeff as well, and they both hit Ben, and now Ben's turned around by Rob as he comes back onto the track. So both Subarus in strife, and now he's got Adam, and Andrew's gone past as well. And then who's that? Is that Rob trying to get back through? So Rob sort of let Ben go, but difficult to portion blame there. But one thing's for sure, Chris lost his braking point and slammed into the back of Ben. Again, apologised after the race. So yeah, all sorted in the end, but that's not going to help the Subarus, who dominated the first 2 races, dropping back. There's Lewis now dropping back as well, with Adam passing Lewis. Lewis tries to cut back, but probably get alongside, and the Mustang will fight back in the second part of the straight. But Lewis, stupid, he goes for the apex of the corner when Adam's still there. There's always going to be contact, so bit of a poor move by Lewis. But who's this? That's Ben fighting around the outside of Andrew, so he's passed Andrew. Now working on Rob, back into 10th place. So a lot of time lost, and Rob's gone off, so that'll make that surely a pass for Ben as they head up to the corkscrew. Nope, Rob holds the position, so he must have carried speed through that gravel. And Sean now past a couple guys, Brian there, Nathan's coming up back through as well, and that looked like Lewis fighting past Nick. Ben past Rob, so he's done the same move again through that fast corner and into 9th place, and say Sean's coming back up at that pack as well. Ben now into 8th past Will, so making up for lost time. But still Ash leads this race, and with a comfortable lead still, so Liam's not really gaining that fast on him. And Lewis in 3rd, so Lewis, we've seen his pace already when he's in clean air. And Jeff doing a fantastic job with that car in 6th place. Leon 7th, Ben 8th, Will 9th, 10th for Rob, 11th for Andrew. So flash through there. Chris in 12th, Sean now almost on the back of the pack in 13th. Ash though still leads this race 4 laps in. But might have to take the learner plates off if he wins this race. Liam's hoping for a birthday treat. Lewis just hoping to resurrect what's been an awful 2 races so far. And Jeff taking his penalty, moves offline, caught Ben out a little bit, but Ben's past him, and now he's all over the back of Leon. But round the outside here probably won't work, so he'll have to think about an inside move. He's going round the outside, and he's done it. So round the outside and down the inside into the next corner, and Leon will probably give him all worlds of abuse for that after the race. A cheeky move, and now Will down the inside of Rob, sort of half-heartedly, but no, they both get through. Rob, I think Will bailed on that one. Will's in enough trouble as it is, so we'll talk about that after the race, I'm sure. And someone's coming into the pits, so I'd imagine it's probably a Renault. And Liam now just starting to edge in towards Ash, and Lewis setting a really fast pace as well, so this race is starting to boil up. It's been a bit quiet in the last couple of laps, but it's starting to bubble up nicely. And so we saw Ben has passed Leon holding on pretty well. Rob getting a bit greedy with the tarmac, and you can see that now up to 11th is Sean, so he's moving through, and Nathan doing the same thing. We'll probably do well to follow each other, and Andrew pits for the 3rd time in 3 races, so yeah, the Renault's making it to half distance on tyres. And Ash still leading in the fantastic looking Mustang with the rapid fit Ford livery used in the British Touring Car Championships in 99 and 2000 to good effect. Alan Menu winning the championship in 2000, the last sort of super touring year. And Ben 6th, Leon 7th, Rob 8th, still the order. But the yellow lights of Shauno moving into the picture with the number 1 car, the champion Nathan, moving towards that as well. Well, the Renault is simply outclassed around this track, although saying that, Jeff's still doing a fantastic job. But now Ash has been caught by Liam. Liam's got his act together, got a few fast laps in, and he's all over the back of Ash now. We saw Ashley defend really well in the first race. I think that was pretty much from Liam as well, until obviously the contact from Leon kind of ruined the whole thing. So can Ash now, he's got the power on the straights, but he needs to get defensive through the corners. The problem for Liam is he's got Lewis all over the back of him, and a fast approaching Adam as well. So I mean, with Ben as well approaching all that, we could have 5 or 6 for the lead in a minute, depending if Ash can hold these guys off. And there's still life in this race for Nathan and Sean, despite the earlier crashes. But here we have the lead battle, and this is the most important one. Ash leads Lewis, and Liam's off again. And Ash, well, Lewis in the blink of an eye goes around the outside of Ash, takes the lead, but then gets a penalty for it and has to take the penalty. So, well, what was a stunning move is a bit eradicated by that penalty. Liam's off, or I don't know where he's off to. He might need a ticket to get back into the track, as is Adam. But still, Ash leads somehow, despite it all. But he has got the, well, the aggressive Scotsman behind him. Not been well this week, but he's proven that he's a tough cookie by racing tonight and trying to cap his 24th birthday, not his 11th. I do apologise. Easy to get those wrong. I just go by height. 24th birthday off to a winning start. And these guys now fighting for the back end of the top 10, but all important positions, especially for Sean. He's the championship leader. He's going to try and pull the same move that Ben did earlier, which is round the outside of Will into this tough corner. And again, Will makes contact on the straight, and Nathan trying to pick up the pieces if this does go wrong, but nope, Sean has done exactly what Ben did. He's gone around the outside of Will at that corner and up into 9th place. Nathan follows suit, passes Will, and up into 10th place. So these two are working their way through pretty quickly. We can see how far they are behind these guys. These guys are already down the hill. They've not even made it to the corkscrew yet. And Lewis trying the outside move again. It won't work on Liam. Liam will force him out, and Lewis does go wide. And in the background, it looks like that's Ben going past Nick, and it is. He's pulled the same move, same trick around the outside. Nick gave him room, and I think we'll see the hazard lights come on from Ben to say thank you, and there you are. So Nick giving room, and that's a rare commodity in BTCC racing. But Liam down the inside of Ash now to take the lead, and that should be that. And it looks like it is. Ash looks, he's got an overlap, but not quite enough to get back through. Now will Lewis come straight past, but again he's trying to go around the outside, for just not going to work. You're always going to get forced out. And it just needs to be a bit more patient. And he could have been past Ash, probably ran this back straight and into that next corner, because Ash has run wide there. So but I know Lewis wants to get after Liam, but he needs to be a bit more patient in his moves. So the birthday cake balloon special is out front and leads. So Liam in prime position for the win. And there we see everyone flashing through, and Nathan still looking all over the back of Will, but not got the speed up the hill to get past him there. And Jeff in 12th now as his tyres fade. Shame for Jeff. But Liam it is. Now can he pull away from Ash? Ash has been set at a pretty good pace. But this race starting to cook up quite nicely now. You can see Ben now in the background. He's starting to close in on this pack 4, which will soon be 5. We get into lap 9, so not long to go now. Liam will be feeling pretty confident, I think. But Ash doesn't look like he's done with this, you know. He's hanging on really well. If his teammate comes up through as well, that will help. In fact, Adam has got past Lewis. So Adam's on a charge. Just checking that. That's why hesitation there, but yep, he is through. Who's this fighting? That's Leon, who's in 7th again. So Leon having a great night and pretty much going to treble his point score for the whole season. He's not been anywhere like that all season, and now he's really flying tonight. But Liam using all the tracking a bit more, and he's starting to edge away from Ash. But Ash, well, just keeping himself in touch, that's all you can do. Lewis up the back of Adam, sideways through the corkscrew. Did they both come out of there alive? Yes, just, but Lewis seemed to be slow on the exit. All the time you can see the Subaru Texaco car coming into the background. That car obviously winning the first 2 races, as we mentioned. Down the inside now from Adam. Will he get back through on Lewis? Lewis really fast with that previous corner, sideways from Adam. He kind of like block passes his way through, and now Ben's Subaru is there. Down again into this tricky first corner. Double apex corner. You have to turn in once, turn in twice. It's basically 2 corners. And look at Ash go. Look, he's still hanging on to the back of Liam. He's not giving this up. If ever he's going to win a race, Ash, this could be it. And I'm sure Liam won't want to be beaten by a car with L plates on it. That would probably be the ultimate disgrace. And down the back straight now, well, these two now are really getting at it. We've seen these guys come to blows before, and there's a bit more there. And it's 3 wide up the hill towards the bottom corner, and there's only room for 1 car, so I don't know how this is going to work. Ben backs out of it. Adam lets Lewis go, then goes wide again on his favourite corner, which we will now call Adam corner because he's completed his hat-trick there. And Ben's through as well and up into 4th place. And now just behind Lewis, but Lewis is fast, we know that, and especially on this part of the course. Plunged downhill now. Through this fast left-hander and then the fast right-hander. Lewis is wide, kicks up the dust. This is where this Toyota works so well. And looking back from Lewis, there's Ben. Seems to have good pace at the end of the race. 4-wheel drive, the Subaru probably helping, and that's not a sight you want to see. The black and red Texaco car right in his mirrors. And in fact, gaining down the straight, looks to the left. Lewis has it covered, but not down the inside. He hasn't covered the inside. Ben's down there like a rat, up a drain pipe, and he's through. Good move, and up into 3rd place now for the red 5 car. Meanwhile, Sean is flying through as well. He's passed Rob already, and he's up to Leon. And look at the grip he's got coming out of there. So Leon's going to be a sit and duck, I think. It's a matter of time. Nathan's not made the same sort of progress and still in 11th. And the Mitsubishi and Liam's lost the lead, so what's happened there? So we go back and have a look. Liam ran right off the track, and Ash is down the inside, and rightly so, and he's through. Bit of side-by-side contact, and that's put Liam off the track again. But to be honest with you, Liam made the mistake, and that gave Ash the opportunity, and anyone would have taken that, and it was side-by-side. And Ben's down the inside as well, and takes Liam up the sausage curb, which didn't help. But he's through into 2nd, so in a blink of an eye, Liam's gone from 1st to 4th probably now, because Lewis is down the inside and he's through. Lewis down the inside of Ben. Ben has to go wide to let him through, and that lets Lewis back through. Now Liam's back through again, and in the blink of an eye, he's gone from 3rd to 5th. 3rd to 4th, sorry. 2nd to 4th. I don't know. It keeps changing all the time. And Adam's there as well, so after his off-track excursion, and a penalty for Ben. So I think that might have been for the top of the corkscrew. I'm not really sure. Didn't see why. But Liam now, a bit more contact. Liam seems to be struggling a little bit to get stopped for these corners. Into the last corner. And a cut back from Ben. So now you go for the overlap. And we saw the Subaru was tiny bit quicker down the straight. And then meanwhile up front, Lewis is bolted and is in the lead as we enter the last lap now. And Adam goes down the inside, Ben's going down the inside of Liam, so how's this going to work? And Ben's through on Liam, he's back up into 3rd. Adam's trying to take 4th, and Liam's going to go off. He is. But he's back, and he'll try and retake position at the next corner, so back into 4th place. Ben up the sausage curb. Liam off the track again, dips a wheel off. But looks like Lewis is going to win this. Ash is in 2nd place, and it's topsy-turvy race. Ben's 3rd, but has a penalty. Sean's up to 7th now, so he has passed Leon. Leon's been passed by Rob at the same time. And Ash though, wow. Well, if he doesn't get driver of the day today, he never will, because he deserved the podium in the last race, and at the minute he's hanging on to a podium right now, although he's got Ben and the rest all bearing down on him. Can he keep his nerve on this last lap? Now this is where the Subaru is good, and he's looking for a line already. You can see him swooping around. Brakes gone on the Mustang. Subaru was flat through there, covers down the inside, but it's through. Ben up into 2nd place, so he's back through again. This is like bloody, it's like a fruit machine. They're up and down all the time, but one thing's for sure, that Lewis is going to undo all the bad things that have happened in the first 2 races and win the race. Ben has a penalty though, and that will drop him from 2nd down to 5th. So he should have taken that. That's his own fault. And Sean loses 6th on the line as Nick takes it. And Nathan is obviously that's how he feels about his race. Will take 10th. Will 11th. Jeff will come home 12th. I need to confirm that order though, because it was a bit confusing at the end. 12th for Jeff, and he seems fairly happy with that. I think that's the most he could do on his home ground. So yeah, it was. So second was Ash, so brilliant from Ashley. Third was Liam by the looks of it. Fourth was Adam, but we'll come into that later. Fifth was Ben, so he should have taken his penalty, and that's cost him a podium. And Brian was 13th. Chris will be 14th, so Brian got his revenge, and last will be Andrew. So there are your results, and after the race Adam was given a 10-second penalty, which drops him down to 11th, which dramatically changes things, but basically moves everyone up above Will. So Will was removed from the league after many crashes, investigations, and just basically everyone got sick of it. So unfortunately for Will, he's left the league. The points though are Sean 185, Lewis 184, Adam 147, but that will change, Liam 138, Ben 133, Nathan 114 probably won't be able to defend his championship, Rob 105, and Jeff with 80. So yeah, that will change obviously with Adam's penalty. And in ninth, with a great night, Ash 75, Will 69, won't improve on that now, 67 for Nick, 56 for Andrew, 52 for Leon, who's trebled his points, Brian with 40, Paul with 30, and 20 for Chris. And obviously then with the teams championship, I think it's going to be a good night for Subaru. That puts them on top, and it is 318 ahead of 298. Again, these points will change because of Adam's penalty. Then 222 for Ford, 190 for BMW, 172 for Hyundai, 136 for Renault, 99 for Mazda, and Mitsubishi bring up the rear with 60. So next week is the double points free races, and the championship finale at Brands Hatch between Lewis and Sean by the looks of it. We'll see you there. Hope you enjoyed tonight's races. I certainly did. See you there.